Hey guys, welcome back to the FFT Arena May Limit Break Tournament. We're heading into round 5. I also just want to take a second to say, in case you're like some random person who's an FFT fan and came across these videos on your recommended, in Arena you build AI teams with a pretty robust character creator that has like a million friggin' options, and you can make so many different character and team builds. I'll probably, I think I'm going to start putting a Discord link in the description. Hopefully that doesn't get spammers, but yeah, it would be really nice to see some new blood. So if you're liking what you're seeing, definitely join, because it's a lot of fun making teams and watching them fight. All right, now with that being said, up top we got Dr. Carvalho, and on the bottom we got Baron's team. So you guys have seen these teams. If you have, if this is your first one that you're watching, go back and start from round 1, or maybe from like 2 or 3, because I think that's when I start playing music. But yeah, actually, I'm gonna pause for a second and pull up my music. Alrighty, okay, we're loaded up. Hey, so I want to make sure that I'm like getting good variety on the maps. So we're gonna do 8 through 9. So starting us off, Ryovane's War Room. This should be a very interesting match. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so immediately Dr. Carvalho's Thief is moving ahead, not doing a heck of a lot of damage, and that Paladin does get a PA save, so that's a pretty good trade for Baron. Yeah, same story, not a lot of damage coming out, but it is something. Wow, 60% hit, they both go through, and the frog. That is just brutal. Okay, Sadness on the Priest is absolutely huge, so she's not going to be very useful now. Unless she can clear it off herself. Nope. Yeah, so the Netherbolt proc is X Faith, so having Faith go down massively reduces the damage. Okay, nice. So that's a good bit of HP there. And this Leviathan will not be at any risk of killing now. Decent bit of damage, but not too much. That Thief taking his time. Let's see what he does. Going for another Spectra Spite. Yeah, only getting a hit on the Paladin, once again, a PA save, so that's +2 for him so far. That frog is about to get wrecked. Oh, never mind, I guess being a frog is what he needed. Down goes that priest. Now, the good thing is that when Baron picks up the priest, there's no longer Sadness, so she's going to be a lot more useful. Yeah, Paladin really getting the better of that Thief this match. So we're at a 3v3, but soon enough it'll be a 4v3. She's up, but not with a ton of health. So the Scholar's been pretty content to use that Omni Blast for heals, and it's been working pretty well. Nothing doing with the arm aim on the frog, so he's just gonna keep on wasting the ninja's turns. And Priest is gonna go down, so chances are Time Mage is gonna have to continue to support. Yeah, eating up action economy, but that Thief is getting pretty low on the tick. But Dr. Carvalho might not even want to bother reviving him. I think this AoE is going to intercept, depending, because yeah, the Priest lost her turn, I'm pretty sure, so Yeah, it looks like Plague Bio should be able to kill her immediately, and it does. That's a lot of PA saves for the Paladin, but I don't know if it's going to be that useful. Ninja going for the transparent instead of bothering with the frog and going away into the corner, so he is not going to be a factor. This, despite the start of this looking pretty damn good for Baron, it looks like Dr. Carvalho is going to be taking this one. Unless the Time Mage can clutch this out. I think she does have Angel Feathers, so that'll be a double revive if she can pull it off. Oh, yeah, but it's going to be the same story. That Plague Bio is going to be right there and probably kill both of them. Okay, Baron better pray for some evade. Oh, it doesn't hit the Paladin, but meanwhile the Thief is down. So Dr. Carvalho is at a permanent disadvantage in terms of unit count, but his action economy is really winning it out right now. That being said, that frog... Oh, okay, never mind. So it looks like we're going to get in this Angel Feathers loop. We'll see if the Scholar can break it. Double revive successful, and it's not going to be contested. And that Plague Bio really kind of working to Baron's benefit with the MP restore, so... Yeah, I think Baron may have weathered the storm here, because this is not looking good for Dr. Carvalho whatsoever. That is another PA save. I want to see how... I think that's number 4 now, right? Yeah, so with a Ragnarok at 18 PA, he's looking kind of scary. Not going to go on the offense this time, but it's probably good, because I don't think the Plague Bio can kill. Where does this Time Mage go? Okay, so... Well, everybody just lining up for a play. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I don't think the Scholar has enough MP. Yeah, that Mystic Knight is done. He's gone for the rest of the match. And looks like a permanent 3v1, so I think Baron did weather the storm and ultimately take this one. That Flare might kill. Yeah, it does. Okay. And with that, Baron takes game 1. We'll see if he can seal it off in the next match. Okay. Alright, so Egros Citadel up next. Hope you guys are enjoying the tournament so far. We are now at the halfway point, so... you know, leaderboards being formed and everything, but there is still so much tournament to go, so we may see some upsets and some surprising turns of events. Okay, float should be pretty useful on this map. We'll see if Dr. Carvalho's team can maybe avoid the frog, because the Mystic Knight was a complete non-factor last game. Of course, on the other hand, he kind of made the ninja a non-factor for most of the fight too. They were just kind of canceling each other out. So that was in large part a 3v3 that last game. So plenty of time for buffs this time. Last game was just immediate rushdown, so I definitely can see the buffs making a pretty big difference this time. And if those Plague Bios can have a little bit more... Oh, and by the way, quad regen is amazing, but if those Plague Bios can trigger some more undeads, the complexion will be very different, because, like, Baron's team won on revive spam. So, and we see this with a lot of teams. When they get undeaded, they just get pretty much completely destroyed, because it just completely ruins your feed or your sandbag loops. That being said, that was a break. I think, was that a head aim? Futon there for a little bit. Yeah. Not a lot of break being utilized. Fortunately for the Thief, no proc there. The proc on the Ragnarok is one of the deadliest in Arena, so it's always pretty terrifying whenever you see somebody swing. Just because, like, you know, a little bit of bad luck and you are screwed. Time Mage going to be considerably harder to take down now. Is that a Plague Bio for an Absorb that we're about to see? Bit of damage coming forth on the Mystic Knight. What? Oh, right. Okay, that's Barons. I was like, what the heck? But yeah, no. Dr. Carvalho's ninja is back there. Sorry, brain fart. My bad. I was like, what is his AI doing? All right, Thief gonna try to do something. Oh, no sleep. That would have been huge, but doesn't happen. Speaking of doesn't happen, no undead on the ninja, and another doesn't happen. That Ragnarok proc, and Dr. Carvalho sighing a breath of relief. It is a fairly low proc chance, and we've seen that if a proc chance is at 33%, sometimes they just never hit. Like that Atmoboat proc for Rex just has not been very successful at all. But anyways, the Thief does go down. Turn hasn't come yet, so maybe they can pick him up. Because he's one of the non-undead units. It's the Ninja and the Scholar for Dr. Carvalho that are undead. Okay, MA save. It should be 100% raise anyway, but still. Alright, Donut goes through. You know, dual wielding on these skills is amazing. I'll be honest, before this tournament, I didn't realize that you get 2 chances when you're dual wielding, so definitely making it a lot more viable, I would say. Because when you're running like an archer and you miss 3 arm aims in a row, that's just horrible, right? Especially when it's triggering Dragon Spirit. Loses regen from the Gold Staff, but luckily for him, he does not go down. The Thunder Staff definitely would have taken him down. Okay, Thief is back up. But Ninja sits him right back down. Okay, Mystic Knight's down, but he will get up in a second, thanks to the re-raise. Some consistent little damage coming out of the Comet. I've had mixed feelings about Comet, just because, like, you know, it's not a lot of damage, but on the other hand, it is a guaranteed hit. So, I certainly prefer Meteor Rain. And often, I find that if you're running a Time Mage skill set, you just don't have enough JP, so certainly you get to see a lot more experimentation with no JP limits, and oh, that is a absolute nuke out of the Thunderstaff, seeing shades of my Oracle from the Christmas tournament. Thunderstaff doesn't get used a lot, but I really love it, and the Gold Staff Thunderstaff combo is amazing, because you know, it clears, you know, wall and, well, and it clears shell. No Ragnarok proc needed. Clears shell, but it also clears faith. So, you know, you potentially end up buffing the Netherbolt proc. That ninja's been having some pretty good luck with dual wields, but tell you what, not doing shit there. And this is looking pretty grim for Dr. Carvalho. Unfortunately for him, the 2 units that are down are the non-undeads. But commonly you see that his Scholar ends up surviving last out of all the units. No undead proc there. Yeah, just 0 undeads, really. We'll see if Dr. Carvalho can make something happen here, but it's not looking very bright. No kills there, and a decent damage split. But yeah, Dr. Carvalho's units are as good as dead, I think. And Berserk really coming back to bite. Oh, proc misses. That damage split has saved the Scholar's life with the combined healing, although not going to matter. This is going to be a 2-0. Had there been some undead procs, I certainly could have seen this going to Dr. Carvalho, but way too late. And that should finish it. Yeah, and GG Baron, you sweep it. On to the next. Alrighty, next up, we got Coruscant on the top versus me on the bottom. So, Coruscant running an undead team, really bad for me, vis-a-vis Bloodsword. Yeah, I think this is going to be really, really nasty, to be honest. Especially because Coruscant has the player 1 advantage. So I'm not expecting this to be a win, but you never know. We have seen that my Squire has mostly managed to avoid a swinging on undead. In fact, I think he's only attacked an undead once. Or hit, anyway. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. Okay, so we're just starting off with buffs. Kind of odd for a small map, because usually buffs aren't as much of a factor. That being said, though, shurikens, but that should trigger Dragon Spirit. Yeah, it does. Although, that one wasn't guaranteed, I don't think, because I'm going to double check this, but I'm pretty sure I start 80-65. Yeah. Also, to explain, because you guys have seen this on my team and Zodus' team and maybe a few others, but the reason that I use those weird values on Faith, obviously it helps out with reaction chance and stuff, but also you should be really... Okay, well, yeah, there's the self-kill on the Bloodsword. But anyways, the reason that you set Faith like that is that you want to calculate what the odds are to get 100% raise, because there is nothing worse in this game than missing raise. If your MA is high enough, you can also guarantee buffs and stuff. Oh, that's a huge hit, but the counter magic is certainly going to hurt. But yeah. You often win on action economy, which is part of why I really like Wall, just because it's guaranteed. Like, yeah, you're not putting it on multiple units, but it's still 2 guaranteed buffs. So if you have a unit that's just walling the whole time, like, good things happen. Now, I'm kind of getting wrecked right now. We're going to see pretty quick if my Squire will actually go after somebody else. If he goes after the Archer, I have a chance, but if he goes after the Ninja again, I'm screwed. Yeah, and that looks to be a kill. Squire's not going to have to worry about the cast, and he will get up with the Dragon Spirit. He's going to be in range to attack the Summoner, so I think he will do that. Alright, Plague Bio dropping my Summoner. And Undead on the Archer, which under normal circumstances would be bad, but that's actually phenomenal because now there's only one unit that my Squire does not suicide on. Now let's see what happens. Yeah, and he's going to be dummy. He misses though. Not that it matters because he's just going to get countered to death. So pretty much the path to victory here for me is knock down the undeads. Otherwise, I am screwed. If the ninja goes down, we might see my Squire go after the summoner. But yeah, like I said, this is a nightmare matchup. That being said, my ninja is tanky, so maybe eventually he'll just give up on the buffs and start killing. Summoner does manage to survive that one. We'll see if she can get a turn. She does have short charge, so let's see. Does Coruscars also? Oh, whoops. Hate when that happens. Okay. Yep. So, short charge for my summoner not going to mean shit. That being said, Bellet's just going to keep on supporting. Fortunately for me, this seems to be a team that can't really deal with Bellet as well. She's like very dodgy and very tanky. Once again. Oh, this should kill him. Yep. Alright, Ninja's down and he's going to be down for a while, so maybe that'll save me. Yeah, so that's where the Osafune comes in handy. I think that this will be a Plague Bio that will kill. Yep, no dice on that. Okay, so Ninja's in critical. I don't think he's in range to go up and attack, and even if he was, that Samurai is blocked on two sides. So the Ninja might run off into the corner. And maybe... Oh, now he's gonna die. Now, does the Zodiark hit the Summoner? It does, but she survives. That auto potion putting in work as usual. She's not going to survive that one, though, and it's a 1v3. So, that ninja will get up eventually. And also, I think that's... Okay, not enough to kill, and the speed save is very nice. So she's probably going to pick up the ninja, yeah, for sure. So if the ninja can close the gap and take one of the undeads out, I might be able to clutch it out. And he is in range to attack the samurai, which he probably will. Oh, return. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I don't think you can return a perma undead. But the archer getting that back is really nice. So Bellet continuing his sandbag, but... Oh, no proc, luckily. That would have killed. If it hit, but I think it is magic evadable. Samurai in range to hit will... Yep. Yep. And that should do it, probably. Although, that being said, Ninja is probably going to kill with this. Just barely misses it, unfortunately. Yeah, the move MP up, or move HP up, not helping me there. But it might help me here. Well, non-factor because he does dodge. Alright, these dodges clutch. Not dodging that though, and game 1 goes to Coruscant. Unfortunate for me, but yeah, I was not expecting a good outcome there. Large map might be good because it'll give my team a little bit longer to, you know, set ourselves up and not get rushed down, and maybe have the Squire get a chance to attack one of the non-undeads. Okay, so large up. Oh, that's just okay. I think we already did Collie Area Underground. Let's. We did Goog Slums. Did we do Brevenia? I think we might have. Yeah, let's do... I think we only did this... We might have done the cemetery once, but not twice. Cemetery being a fitting one for undead. Yeah, so more of a buff-heavy setup. Iron Will should be... maybe, I don't know, fairly useful. But yeah, if I can get my hastes in, it'll certainly help me a lot. And it looks like I will be able to, because Ninja is going to be playing very passively for now. But Corsair getting important buffs too. The float, not going to be as important in this matchup. Or, pardon me, on this map. I think that's only in range to hit the samurai, right? Now, is the squire going to go for the samurai or the archer? I think the archer. Because I'll double check on that. Yeah, it only does hit the samurai and does give a PA save. Okay, so... yeah, so, okay. Ouch. Yeah, samurai has... yeah, lower... so, there's the lower max health as well as higher brave, which means higher melee damage. Unless compatibility makes a difference. Bellet, actually, you know what? Honestly, going on offense against that samurai might be good, but that being said, the transfusion is going to make sure that the samurai survives the next little bit. Yeah, a ninja's in, and with the don't move, the squire is going to be forced to swing on him. We'll see if the ninja dodges, though. If he doesn't, the re-raise will be spent, unless we can pick him up. But that being said, pretty nasty Plague Bio gonna come out in a sec. Or maybe a Zodiarch, actually. Yep. Goodbye, Squire. Maybe that's a blessing in disguise, though, because if he got undeaded, that would not be good. Okay, thanks to the Reflect, Bellet not taking any damage, and thanks to the Auto Potion, Yara not taking very much at all either. But that is going to be a gigantic Mega Flare as long as it does hit. I think Bellet is dead proc immune. I could be wrong about that. But she is going to save the re-raise. And the Squire is able to move after he gets up, but the thing is that he's just going to go after the ninja. Okay, that's good for one kill. I think Counter Magic might kill Yara, though. Nope. But yeah, Corsair doing a really good job of countering my team. Because yeah, like that Bahamut is a big part of my damage, and having that reflected every single time is like super effective. That being said, though, lacking the clumps is good. Belle gets knocked on her ass, but we should see Illidan pick her up if Yara doesn't get the opportunity first. Should be a big Moogle here. Yeah, decent. Oh, wow, yes! Okay, perfect. So that summoner is on the ground. The marksman is gonna pick her up, but he doesn't get to do it instantly. Oh, Yara's gonna sinkhole him, so say goodnight. Okay, well, speed save might give him another chance, but if the Squire can act first, he's probably dead. Alright, Bellet's back. I'm interested to see what the ninja does. Probably gonna go after Bellet again. Nope. And going after the Squire, which is exactly what Corsair wants to see. Oh, and kills my summoner. So the Squire's probably gonna go for the ninja, so... this was looking good, but now it's looking really not good. That being said, though, Summoner is going to get picked up. Both Summoners, in fact. This Summoner probably going to take a step back, I think. You know, she does have lower HP, though, than the ninja, so you would think my Squire would go after her. Bellet not going to be able to pick Yara up. She is pretty fast, though, so I think she'll be able to get it done next turn. Unless the ninja kills her. Yep, goodbye. Oh, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Alright. Summoner's going to go down. Archer's probably going to go and pick her up again. Nope. Actually, is he out of MP? No, but I guess maybe he was just like one out of range, probably. Okay, a little ninja duel. The don't move, yeah, not getting in the way of the revive. And if it had, that probably would have been bad for Coruscant, because my ninja does hit when he's at low HP. Alright, this time... Nope. Alright, Samurai's back up, unfortunately for me, so Squire's gonna suicide whenever he gets a turn, unless Bellet's able to knock the Samurai down, although she chooses to go for the revive, which is certainly the smart choice. She, yet again, does not get it, though. Oh, okay, with the Lash proc still not able to kill, if Illidan could move, he probably would have been able to kill that ninja, but now it looks like that other ninja is going to kill him. Yeah, and Arthas is not quite able to suicide, so that could be big for me. Samurai looks to finish off Illidan, and... Unfortunate, I almost had that. Oh! Oh, wow, Bellet gets to get back up. Will she be able to get a turn, though? Illidan is alive, but he is probably going to get killed by the ninja. Although the ninja might go for Bellet instead. I think one of Corsair's units crystallized, but Arthas just given a full heal to the ninja there. Samurai might be able to take out Bellet with the Magic Twister. And no raise because it was my unit that crystallized, although the Nether... Okay, Archer's back up. Illidan, yeah, just gonna Strength Tonic himself, fair enough. Unfortunate... Oh, and he gets... Okay, that is amazing. The crystal is phenomenal. Another crystal there, so Yara is gone. Okay, so the unfortunate thing about Illidan picking up the crystal is now he's not very dangerous. Samurai... yeah. Okay, Arthas apparently not in range to kill himself, so I guess that's good. He is in range to get killed, though, by the archer. And, wow. Okay, Bellet getting these evasions when she needs them. Arthas is gonna get up, but he's just gonna kill himself again pretty quick. Yeah, Ninja making the big brain move and taking out Bellet. Although the Ninja is now going to pick up Bellet instead. I think the Ninja is still in range for Arthas, but if he goes after the... Yeah. Sad. If he would have gone after the Archer, things could have been very different, but... No, he's killed himself like 5 times, if not more. So, another clutch guard for Bellet. I don't know if she's going to be able to pull it off again. Nah. Death comes eventually. Maybe Illidan can... No, he's not gonna be able to one-shot. Alright, well. GG Coruscant. Bit of a matchup check there, unfortunately. My team... The thing about, yeah, Bloodsword is you are counting on enemies not running undead, and when you run into them, ouch. On to the next. Alrighty guys, for the next one up, this should be very exciting. We've got currently the top 2 teams, Rex on top being number 2 in the standings right now, and Break being number 1. So I'm very interested to see how this will go. So that's Rex's team, and Break's team. Okay. I don't think we have done Limberry Castlegate, so let's do that. Yeah, very eager to see what this matchup becomes. Oh, we just had this map. Okay, my bad. Whatever. So, the jumps for Rex have been a tremendous factor in the matches so far. I want to double check something. So, Atmobow is targets max MP. So we don't have any like 200 MPs, but these two pretty nasty ones to have that happen to. You know what, Keiratsu the Monk, I have to say, has survived decently despite having only 284 HP, like ultra squishy. But yeah, these two, if Atmobow procs, are in for a bad time. And anyways, yeah, with that monk being so low on HP, we might see some one-shots from the jump or from the crossbow squire. We saw in the Zodus Rex matchup that Zodus's monk was getting killed constantly. Like, he was on the ground all the time, right? That is an extremely high odds undead and on the absolute worst unit for Rex. And yep, so say goodbye to the re-raise. And possibly a minimum roll on the axe jump there. No Atmobow proc, and it would have killed if it had triggered. Marksman with a flanking maneuver and not able to berserk the Mystic Knight. And I think, you know what? It might have been better to berserk, because I think the Mystic Knight is probably the weak link of Rex's team. Like, the other units have carried pretty hard, I would say. Big Chakra coming out, though. And a huge hit. So, we're at a 4v3 right now. Nothing doing on the Duskblade there. Oracle's right back up, and I don't think she even missed her turn. No more undead on the Archer, so we might see the Oracle and the Archer in a deadlock with just like undead, holy water, undead, holy water. We shall see. Still no Berserk on the Mystic Knight, but tell you what, the Berserk would be horrible for Rex here because with Don't Move, he wouldn't be able to do anything at all. Kagasugi there. Interesting thing with these both being MP switch units. So the Mystic Knight does not have 100%. But if the Samurai decides to hit with Ethereal Spear, then, you know, the MP switch does get eaten up completely and gives the Samurai a decent amount. Although the Samurai, not with a huge max MP. But the thing is that MP switch, when you're using Ethereal Spear, is still going to save you a lot of HP, so it's still perfectly valid. Counter Tackle doing some good damage, but there's no buffs to take away. Okay, Oracle manages to get a kill on the Mystic Knight there. Okay, small revive, but the Mystic Knight's back up, but he's going to get set right back down. Samurai is thinking. Ouch. PA save and Don't Move, although the Archer is not necessarily super harmed by the Don't Move, but that Paladin is down far away. Interesting. Okay, so the Berserk Don't Move... Huh, well, okay, so the Archer isn't going to waste one of his attacks, because he doesn't have obstacles. Oh, but he can't attack. I'm surprised by that. Is he really not in range for either one of those? Life Drain, taking him out. So no more debuffs. We are on a 4v2. We are once again seeing the Mystic Knight barely surviving the Kagasugi. Earthslash gonna kill one. Squire is surviving. But thanks to the Berserk, we are not going to see any pickups, and it's only a matter of time before he dies. Yeah, and he loses any chance of dealing damage. I'm not sure who he targeted. He might have... I don't know. You know what? The elevation stuff is kind of weird on this map. So... what's a samurai gonna pull off? Not a lot of damage there. Holy... yeah, Holy's gonna take it. So, we're gonna see game 1 going to break. Let's see if Rex can come back in the next one. Okie doke. And now... okay, we started on a small. Let's go down to the bottom of the list. Let's go to Valkyries. We for sure haven't done this map yet. Okay. Oh, whoops. Last time I've seen this map in tournament, I think, was the Halloween tournament match between me and Dr. Carvalho. And that one, the team in the north part of the map, up top won, so we'll see. I'm not sure if Rex's team has the move range to make these jumps. We'll see. I think you need 4 jump to cross that gap. Or 4 range, or 4 move. And, okay, so Archer can do it. Oh my god. Not that the Archer really wants to, anyway. I can't remember the button to scroll between units. Okay, Squire can do it. Oh, nice, Paladin has extra move. Mystic Knight cannot, so... okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find the button. No, anyways, I give up. Oh, interesting. Strength Tonic to put a Berserk on his own unit. We'll see. Because that monk's going to hit like a truck, but on the other hand, the AoE from his skills was pretty nice. So Paladin not really needing to cross the gap, and we may see that jump being just like really useful here. Just being able to hang back and just jump, jump, jump. That is making the assumption, though, that the rolls will be high, because if they're low, then they're not going to be that good. But yeah, pretty good map for Rex, really. So Break's Oracle is low, but not quite dead yet. And the High Potion... might save her from the next hit, but I'm not going to count on it, especially if it's the Paladin that gets to go, because he's almost guaranteed to kill there, as long as he doesn't get, like, a minimum roll. Don't move, not completely crippling for the Squire and the Archer, but pretty awful for the Mystic Knight. Or actually, was it the Mystic... yeah, it was the Mystic Knight who didn't get hit, pardon me, I think. Or no. The Archer got missed? Oh, no, they all got hit. My bad. Alright, Oracle does go down. As does the Samurai, so it's a 4v2, although that don't move could help break Sandbag it a little bit. Now, can the... I think, if I'm not mistaken, Arena changes the way that bow vertical tolerance works, right? So that you can't, like, snipe people across the map. Dorder Slums Chapter 1 style. Alright. say goodnight in a second, although Mystic Knight just making sure that she'll go down. Now, the good thing about the jump is that she can't get revived, although she probably wasn't going to anyway. Yeah, no. So, Mystic Knight could have been a little bit more productive with this turn, maybe, but I don't think if I'm Rex, I'm gonna really complain too much about getting a kill. No more faith on him, so he's gonna be safer from spells. Oracle, I don't believe, has gotten a single undead proc attacking this entire game, or pardon me, this entire tournament. Well, the PA save is nice for that archer. We'll see if he can make good use of it. Tell you what, Paladin's gonna knock down the Oracle this time. Yeah, Mystic Knight not getting a heck of a lot done. Tell you what, though, the Squire is going to knock down the Samurai, and once again we're at a 4v2. Archer with the heal might be able to hold on to his re-raise a little bit longer. That monk doing a pretty good job of keeping his teammates afloat. Back to a 4v4, and the Oracle does manage to get a turn, so that heal might keep her safe. Paladin going after the Archer this time. Manages to hit a not particularly high chance hit, but a low roll definitely takes the edge off a little bit for break. This time the Squire going after the Monk, but not quite able to kill. No buffs to remove with the counter tackle. Luckily for the Squire, he doesn't get killed there, but I think... Could the Samurai have killed? I think he would be like 10 damage short or something like that. Because I think we've seen him do like 190 something damage to the Squire with that. Or just in general. I know that he killed... I think it was Coruscar's Archer at the end of their set. And it did like 199 or something. Squire once again on take down the Oracle duty. Are we going to see a double tap? If the Doton hits... Okay, pretty good chance... yeah, decent chance of killing with the jump with a good axe roll, but we've seen that can go either way. Monk not able to dodge with 59%. Well, with a 41% chance to dodge, rather. Oh, yeah. So Kagasugi on neutral hit does 198 there, and I'm pretty sure it would have done the same to the Squire earlier, so... Fair enough that he decides not to go for it. Archer choosing to support himself and run away a little bit, although he's not going to be outside of the range of the Squire, who's just going to chase him down. And takes him out. So he's way outside of support range for the Samurai, and that arm aim, once again, proving not to be very good when it is coming off a single hit. But I think going forward in the meta, we may see more dual wield breaking stuff, because like it's effective. Now, I'm not sure, but I wonder if weapon break, like if you hit it twice in a row, does it get rid of both weapons for a dual wield unit? Because if it does, oh, that'd be scary. Not a lot of damage there. But they are working together on that Samurai. And his Ethereal Spear is not going to be able to out-heal the damage coming in. So Rex gonna force a tiebreaker. I think whoever wins this set is going to claim first place in the standings. Yeah, and we got game 2 going to Rex. Good job, Rex. We'll see if you can close this one out in our tie-breaking final match of the set. We're going to go to a medium, and we're going to go nice and close to the bottom of the list to terminate. Alright. Oh, that's cool. Alrighty, good luck, have fun. Back to our FFT music. I've been trying to keep it decently varied, but yeah, those break attempts for that squire, or pardon me, archer have just, or marksman actually, have just been really unproductive, and he would be a lot better just taking shots, because the thing is, like, that Atmobow proc, when it does hit, is like insane against so many units. But with that being said, it has not procced for shit anyway. Like, Luck Up Atmobow is an interesting concept, but probably still not worth running. Because I'm also not sure if the AI recognizes the damage that can come out of the proc. Well, he's going to sleep, so he's certainly not using the Atmobow under those circumstances. Berserk now on the Paladin, which will be of mixed efficacy because he's going to hit a lot harder, but he won't be able to jump. So the Archer going down, but he will be able to get back up with the re-raise. I'm interested to see what he'll do. Samurai, I think, is going to make that cast useless. And not a lot of damage coming out. Certainly a very small whack for a Berserker. But if he had high-rolled that, he would have nuked him. Oh, shoot, and that is finally an undead proc off the basic attack for that Scholar, or pardon me, Oracle. So if the Mystic Knight goes down, he's going to be down for a while. Never mind. That Marksman has, like, 9 times out of 10 undeaded himself, so it's kind of cool to see him finally using it on somebody else. That being said, though, half of Rex's team, well, okay, now a quarter of Rex's team is berserked, and the Mystic Knight tragically loses his turn. Ugh, an even worse roll on the axe swing. That's gonna happen, though. Rex has had some pretty good luck with big swings. Wow, and now undead. So, you know, for me, I was commenting constantly on how that undead proc never hits, and now Break is getting it, and at a pretty good time, because it's just forcing the marksman to keep on clearing it. And that is another Berserk proc. So talk about procs, man. Break really having just perfect luck here. We'll see if the Chrono Trigger can make something happen here, but Rex is at a big disadvantage. And the disadvantage continues with that guard. Now, will the Mystic Knight be able to get a turn, I wonder? I think he should, but still not very good damage out of that. Yeah, so the Mystic Knight, if he gets a turn, might go for a Duskblade, but never mind. Holy being a guaranteed hit, with pretty great damage, a really good option, although because it's elemental, it does have limited efficacy in certain matchups. Like, Holy is part of the reason why I really like to have a silver ring on a support unit. Just because, you know, it keeps you safe from those guaranteed hits, and, you know, you want to get a lot of evade on your support caster, generally, like with my Bellet build, for example. And I think that's going to be a life drain coming out from the Oracle there. No Berserk on the Marksman this time. Monk continuing to be a thorn in the side of the Mystic Knight and the Squire. And say goodbye to the Paladin. And this is looking dire for Rex as... Okay, he does go for an attack, but he doesn't manage to get the proc there, and if he had, it would have killed the monk dead. Mystic Knight finally gets a turn. Let's see if he can get a kill. Oh, and what a terrible time to miss. He might have actually been able to win had he done that. The haste's pretty useful for the Squire, but Oracle's gonna have her pick of the litter, and she's gonna go after the Archer this time. Meanwhile, Break's Archer is gonna, looks like, get a kill with the cover fire. Nope. MP switch saves the life of that Mystic Knight. Probably. Never mind. Well. Well, that was the perfect time for the arm aim. Maybe the Archer can get something done. As long as he doesn't get frogged. So, he's probably going to want to pick up the... Yeah, okay. Nobody. And I think he's going to lose. He is getting a lot of PA saves. Even if he manages to get up, like if he has the re-raise luck, it's still not going to be enough. Let's see if he goes for a raise, though. No. And good lord, that monk just dodging everything. Alright. Well, good job, Break. You are keeping yourself nice and ahead of the pack. Your team is killing it. Alrighty, and now we are on to the final set of the round. I was having some issues with clipping on my voice in the last ones. I'm hoping that won't happen again in this round. Hope your ears didn't find that too offensive, but anyways, here's Zotis's team, and here is Patty's team. All right. Cool. So we're gonna go to one of the maps we haven't seen yet. Grog Hill, sure. Alright, so I'm interested to see how this one's gonna go. Zotis' team having a little bit more success so far in the tournament, but the tournament is still very young. That Brave Up is pretty good. If Patty can get 4 of those in early, then, you know, if the Priest pops a bunch of Dowses on Zotis' units, that could be a big deal. That's a pretty big summon coming out. And a Thunderstrike. Yeah, no resistance to that, clearly. But Zotis' team gonna give itself a lot of buffs. Now, I think that's a single target Dows that we're about to see, but I think we're about to see a sinkhole, so that's not really a factor. Monk, in no need of that regen because he put it on himself already with quickening. Let's see how this Leviathan helps. It's 2 hits or 3? That would be 3. But yeah, sinkhole getting rid of that, although damage split is nice, I guess. Monk pretty low, but not able to do a ton of damage to the summoner, although because her max is so low, she's still at risk. Nothing doing for the ninja there. Only 1 undead. Zotis sometimes gets 4 undeads off the first Plague bio, so a good start for Patty, I think. This Thunderstrike, not going to deal a ton of damage to the Thief, but does give a nice heal up to full for the Summoner. Speed save, probably going to give the Thief another turn, but not before the cast, I don't think. Ninja, That's the second turn in a row that he has not been able to do anything, unfortunately. And Thief gonna step back to do yet another Plague Bio. And I didn't catch what the Priest is doing. I saw heal, but not on herself, clearly. But I think she's gonna get Sinkhold again? Or no, I think it's gonna be a cure for the chip damage that probably will heal the monk, and then the Plague Bio should finish it. Although, looks like that won't matter. Yeah, monk does the job himself. That's 2 undeads, so only Patty's summoner is spared from that terrible debuff. Oh, alright, Thief is down. So it's a 3v2 in Patty's favor. Oh, that... If he could have taken down the monk, it would have been huge, but now the monk's going to be able to heal himself up a bit. I think Patty's summoner should be in a good spot to kill him, though. Yep, looks like she'll just be able to do it. So, an uphill battle for Zodus' summoner now. Who's going for a lot of damage on the ninja and will manage to take that. Okay, so let's see if Patty can take down that summoner. Mystic Knight is very low. Not quite enough with the proc there. And the summoner should be able to... Yeah, that'll be enough of an AoE that even if Zodus' summoner had gotten a turn, she wouldn't have been able to get out of the AoE. Alrighty. Well, oh, nice job, Patty. You're taking that one. Now we shall see if Zodus can bring it back and force a tiebreaker, or if Patty can finish it off for good. Alrighty. Cool. Okay. So let's see, what's the large one? We already did, I think, both of these. Didn't do underground book storage, so let's go with this one. This map should be very interesting. It could get in the way of vertical for the Plague Bio. So we might see the summons... Because I think Patty has Zodiark on the summoner. I could be wrong about that. Might not have, just in order to really make the most of those weak hits. But I think we're going to see 3 hastes coming out from that summoner, with any luck. Oh, right. Yeah, because we already had the tailwind from the ninja, so only 2 needed. But we do have our first undead. Yeah, so Patty's team with pretty good action economy because they can haste themselves so much. It's a quadruple shell though. And a quad, well, only needed 3 hastes, so lots of buffs on both sides. Gonna be hard for that ninja to recover HP, and no sadness on the thief. That would have been pretty big, but it doesn't happen, and chances are he's gonna die. Yep. Is that gonna be a Moogle? I think Moogle can heal undead, but it's not gonna matter. Looks like we're gonna see something big out of the... I think that'll be a Dow's. But we have a Zodiac here. Not a lot of damage, but yeah, as I predicted, because the Zodiac is 256 vert, Patty might just be able to, you know, spread out the damage a lot, but... You know, we tend to find that it's a lot better to deal a lot of damage to 1 or 2 units than it is to deal a bit of damage to 3 or 4. Alright, well that'll be a death sentence. Alrighty. Yeah, so this one looking a lot better for Zodis than the last time. We will get a return though, so that priest is not completely down for the count, and she's not undead anymore either. Although, at a certain point you wonder if it's almost better to have them undead. On the other hand, you can't get those massive cure damages, so... Alright, not a lot of damage there, but getting rid of haste is pretty awesome. So I think I would take that. Well, of course I would take that. The small damage, kind of lame, but whatever. Alright, Priest could do a... The perspective on this map is really weird. Okay, so that is an absorb. And I guess she moved over there to redirect into the monk, but it doesn't work. Pretty good absorb healing going on, though. Down goes the monk. If the dead proc can land on the priest there, that will be tremendous for Patty. He's had pretty bad luck with it, so maybe it's time. Nope. That'll be an exact kill on the priest. Rough. Some MP being taken away and some MP being given. Yeah, Monk's back and it's a 4v2. That ninja, I think, is due to get up pretty quick. Yeah, and the auto potion doing auto potion undead things. And with the Mystic Knight about to fall, looks like we're gonna see a tiebreaker here. Yeah, Summoner trading the heal on the Mystic Knight to take down the Summoner. Yeah, Priest very happy to just move back safely. Haste 2 going to be completely unnecessary as the ninja does not see the light of day here. Alright. Certainly a different vibe compared to the last one. No doubt about that. But yeah, we're seeing another tiebreaker, so should be interesting. Do a medium map this time. I don't think we did Egro's Gate. Probably. Kind of surprised there's so many map arrangements for everything. Okay, as usual, the monk is going to move forward. Okay, so the Mystic Knight's going to start off with a Brave up on the Tailwind. We'll see if he can get a little bit more Brave. Looks like not. And moving forward, he's not quite in range to hit the monk with an arcing attack. Looks like there will be a douse on the monk, though, so he should die in the next pack of turns. However, if I'm Zodus, I'm not that worried about that. Is that everyone hasted now? Nope, not the priest. Alright, see what the monk can do. Oh, no death sentence. That's pretty awesome. And a nice little buff for the Mystic Knight as well. Yeah, looks like the ninja, yeah, gonna take a step back to help out the priest and let the Mystic Knight take care of the monk. But that... Oh, what's going on there? Is that an Omni Blast coming out? Good heavens, that is a kill. Pretty big Odin coming out. Omni Blast comes first, but that Odin does not dead proc for shit, but like that would be pretty darn huge, honestly, like if it can happen. But yeah, monk is back up. Yes, there is the dead proc. Okay, so Thief is down. And Priest is going to be able to... Was that? I think that might have been, like, exact damage to kill. I could be wrong about that. Okay, so Sadness... Nope, but a little bit of damage. And I think that's going to be 2 hits for the Mystic Knight here. Yeah. No douse, though, so it's not going to do that much damage. So, Zodus' caster should be in good position to pick up their friends, although both do miss their turns, at least. So Paddy is... You know, getting a decent amount of action economy. He might be able to drop both of these guys back down. That being said, the Thief is probably beyond one shot. I think that's a fire coming out from the Priest. I think Ninja would have been in range to attack the Thief, unless the Thief has an absorb on the Ninja's attacks. Okay, yeah, that is just enough to kill. Priest is low and no HP restore. I think that's what she has. I'll double check that. Okay, Monk is down again. Yeah, okay, so Priest got... Actually, hold on. I'll check again. What's her... Faith Brave? Probably 50... Yeah, okay. So that was, what, 70%? No kill on the first hit, gonna need the second. Yep, does manage to do it though. Okay, so it's a 4v2. Priest... Will this be enough? Ice is the highest... Yeah, okay, cool. So... We're in a loop now. Let's see if the ninja can do something about that. I don't know if... So, Maiton... I don't know if Sadness will put her low enough. Like, low enough to not be able to 100% the revive, that is. She's up, but not with a ton of health. And that's a couple hastes, so... Paddy's gonna pull ahead big time on action economy. Now, Zodus' team is really, really, really good at keeping himself alive, so this may not be over. Yeah, and the Thief manages to avoid the fire critically, which allows the Summoner to pick up the Priest. This is a pretty intense tiebreaker, no doubt about that. Could go either way. No Sadness. Okay, so Zodus has 3 units up. Oh, wow, but the Cold Strike drops one. Okay, Undead on the Priest, so if she goes down, she's going to be down for a while. I think she'll probably be able... Yeah, she... well, that's only a 60% cast, so there's a considerable chance that the Thief survives that. Okay, no more Undead on the Priest now. That Summoner is... actually probably going to survive. Yeah. See if the Frog happens. Yeah, it does. Yeah, so... that's a Frog versus the world, and... wow, okay, well, in incredibly climactic fashion, Patty's gonna take this one. Sheesh, that gets your heart pressure up. Or your blood pressure, yeah. My heart is going. But yeah, good job, Patty. I think that's the end of a bit of a win drought, so good going. And I think with that, we are at the end of the round. So, good job, everybody. And we're going to be heading into round 6 next. See how things shake out from here.